Today we're going to make the ultimate cheeseburger. My name is Julie Van Rosendaal. I'm a food writer and blogger, and I love to eat, and I'm passionate about Canadian cheese. I started a food blog because I wanted to connect directly with my audience. When I write for magazines, I often am cooking things out of season, months ahead of time. And so I love the idea of cooking in real time, making a dish, for dinner and photographing it and posting it that day. So when I think of cheese, the ultimate Canadian cheese dish, it's always melty. When I think of my favorite ways to use cheese during the summertime, my mind instantly goes to cheeseburgers. I don't think many people make them at home. And there's so many ways you can use Canadian cheese in a cheeseburger. You can melt it on top, of course, but you can also stuff it inside. It's like a little surprise inside. There are a lot of different cheeses you could use for cheeseburgers. I'm gonna use 3, a mild Canadian cheddar, which reminds me of growing up as a kid. The orange, mild, creamy, meltable Canadian cheddar, which goes really well with burgers. I've also got some old cheddar, which has, much more flavor, still very meltable, great on a burger, and some aged Gouda from Sylvan Star Gouda out by Red Deer. So the grizzly Gouda is the extra aged. They also have regular aged and medium and mild Goudas. All are great for burgers. These days, everyone has different health concerns, so I really like cooking from scratch, using real ingredients like Canadian cheese, and I find that that's one ingredient that sort of makes everybody happy. Canadian cheese was a staple food in our house when I was growing up. My sisters and I loved grilled cheese sandwiches. We loved the open-faced tuna melts that my mom used to make. Of course, macaroni and cheese, pizza, anything with melted cheese on it. Going to the cheese shop was sort of a weekly outing for my sisters and my mom and I. And it was the ultimate comfort food. And it's still the ultimate comfort food for me. Because I like supporting local farmers and producers, I really pay attention to Canadian cheese made with Canadian milk. I think it's really important for food writers like myself to really speak out about local products, local producers. We have a local voice. So much of what we hear these days is sort of universal. You can't tell where your food comes from, you can't tell where your information's coming from. So to speak to my community about foods like Canadian cheese that are important to me, I think it's a great way to use my platform to help spread that message.